if it wasn't for my brother and Matt Stark coming into my room being like, you need to go to Morristown Baird.
Yeah, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Because I was going to go to Morris Catholic. Imagine.
Fuck that.
Imagine.
That would have sucked. How would we have known you?
I would have been a public school kid.
That's why. Do you think things happen? Do you think I'm religious, so I think like God puts it in our lives. Mm-hmm. But how do you guys see it? Like, do you think things happen for a reason?
Yeah.
No.
All right, let's create the universe, and then let's give a 10-year-old cancer. All part of the plan.
It's definitely fucked up in that way, but
you don't know.
I don't like it when people say that. Like everything happens for a reason. It's all part of the plan. Like no, it's not.
But
everything's random. You can predict nothing.
I don't agree with
But everything's also already like happened and predetermined.
So you believe in determinism, which is just.
I think so. I actually don't. I don't really know.
Okay, so that means you don't believe in.
No, I know what it means. I just don't know what I believe. I'm just very confused.
No, it's confusing.
Yeah.
I think this is what I talked to Federico about, and he gave me some insight because I used to be a hard determinist, so I thought there was no free will, and then I went back to like I think you all have free will, and now I'm kind of at the part where I think there's both. So he kind of explained to me where. Federico, wish the podcast was up. We can just watch it. But some things are set in stone, but we still have the ability to choose. Like I like using the example of my dad got lost in the woods, and before it was a hiking trail, and there was a map, and he said, "I don't need the map. I know where I'm going." And then he got lost in the woods for 2 hours. But like your life, though, I think that God wants you to go down is there. It's there. But when you veer off with like sin and wrong choices, because He gave us free will, like God gives us the ability to make wrong decisions. That's why it's like, oh, why is there such evil in the world? Well, because we're people. You know, we're mortal. Like we make bad decisions. That's our thing. Like we're sinful creatures. But if it was God's way, it would just be this. But we veer and get lost, and then sometimes you come back in, and then some people just die in the woods. That's kind of how I look at it.
Do you ever feel like
a paper bag,
religion,
in the wind,
wanting to start again?
Sometimes.
Do you ever feel like using a religion in arguments like that is almost like a cop out because we know so little about religion that we can't? You can just say,
well, I do. Then I'll use this. I could use this. I think there's one right path of good and just actions, because the truth is all good.
Yeah.
You know, we can't argue that. For you, we can come. Do you agree that there's a perfect life that you could choose with all the right decisions?
Yeah.
Okay, then we could set that as the path. And all other things like distractions like of greed, of gluttony, literally the 7 deadly sins, which is pretty good. It's to things that you get distracted and take you off of a good path. That brings you off the trail. And I think the path of truth is the path of God, because I think God is truth and love. So that is that path. So it's kind of like intertwined. So you could think of it in that way if you're not religious, because there's that one path that's all good, and then you could still get off of it. Does that answer?
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I just have often at college, since I go to a Catholic college, just when we have like conversations like that, kids just get really upset when you like bring religion in to explain something, because you can basically end any conversation with just, oh no, it's because religion and I believe this.
Yeah.
Because there's no like real hard proof to any type of religion.
Yeah, it's faith. That's the point of it.
And people don't like that, especially in arguments or in
that's
conversations, like especially in like graded debates. And when you pull like religion into it and you're preaching it to you, you're like, yo, but this is bullshit. Like you can't just.
I think that's what I'm like a philosophy minor. I think I'm gonna make it a major though. But you can't. It is a cop out to use religion. That's why a lot of philosophers don't argue with God in there. Like you can argue for the existence of God, but you can't use God as
your main.
As what is it called? Fuck. I don't know. As the reasoning.
The main argument.
As an argument for it, because you have your premises. You can't use it as a premises to get to your conclusion. Yeah. That's a cop out. Yeah. You got to find other ways to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a cop out. I'm with you on that, because you can. And then when people get upset, they think they're their own ideas, and they're like, "Oh, fuck you." Oh, You're disagreeing with what I'm saying. Like, dude, fucking open your mind. Like, stop. Like, that's how we get to truth, though, is when you fucking have a debate with someone and it makes it stronger. Because if it's like, there's this cool quote I saw. I think I posted on my story. It's like, the truth is like a lion. You don't need to defend the lion. You just let the lion loose and it will defend itself.
Yeah.
Because if it's true, you're not going to argue. That's why when people are saying like bullshit, it's like, then they get scared when you come at them, because you're going to find out pretty quick what they're saying. It's just flat out lies.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you going to do?